Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to Covey's 6th anniversary. Thank you all for coming. I so appreciate it. Casey and I are still putting on our tap shoes. Do you see I got my Covey Club t-shirt for you, which hopefully you'll notice we've got products to sell finally. That's our big new thing, which we never had before. I'll tell you all about those. And we just have all kinds of fun things for you. I hope you'll enjoy. I'm so happy to see everybody here, and some of you are familiar faces and some of you I haven't seen in a while. Oh my God, it's incredible. Courtney, I haven't seen you in ages. Good to see you. Tammy, incredible. I'm so happy to see you. This is fantastic. Let me just send Laura. We got Laura and Cynthia and Teresa. That's fantastic. Lesley, thank you for coming. You have to reply to my text. You owe me a phone call. Melissa, how are you? Haven't seen you in a while. Melinda, fantastic. Elise, fantastic. You're going to talk tonight. This is terrific. Thank you all for coming. Kate, thank you as always. Let's see who else is here. Great. Michelle, thank you. Christy, good to see you. It's been a while. Jill Stern, fantastic. Sorry. Marta, awesome. Maris, thank you for taking the time. It's so lovely to see everybody. Christine, Leanne, Mary Ellen, Angela, Janet, Gloria, fantastic. Deb, Gloria, incredible. Elizabeth, Linda. We got a big crowd tonight. It's fabulous. So everybody, you know what would be wonderful? Since a lot of you have not seen each other in a while, I would just say hello to everybody in the chat. Put it in the chat, say hello, and whatever you want to say to everybody from where you are or whatever you're thinking or feeling. And that's a really good way for us to get started so that you guys can chat along in the chat and get to know each other, since that's the whole point of this, right? So we have a bunch of things tonight for you, which is great. And I really do. I know you guys are all busy. And I really appreciate you coming, and it's a wonderful thing to see so many of you. Really, it makes it all worthwhile for me, and it makes me choke up. I have to say, I'm a little choked up anyway. Thank you for coming, and we're going to do a little bit of learning, and you're going to hear from our fabulous members. I've asked a few members who are very familiar with some of our services to come speak about them and what it means to them. So if you haven't tried some of them, you might want to, which would be fantastic. I have amazing offers for those who are new to Covey Club and for current members too. I'm trying to make everybody happy, which hopefully is the goal tonight. And so for those of you who don't know me, because some of you are new here, and I know you're just coming to see what Covey's all about. The reason why my cat is doing something over there. Hold on. Let me just check. I have no idea, but it doesn't sound good. What are you doing? You're getting in the bag. Okay, you're in the bag. You found some other yourself. All right. He just got into the plastic bag. I think that'll be fine. Whatever. He's always wherever I am. He's like a cat dog. Anyway, so I just want to tell you a little bit about why I created Covey, so you understand what our thought process is. In 2016, when Meredith closed More Magazine unexpectedly, it was really devastating for me and for obviously everybody who worked there, but also for our 1.5 million readers who came to me and said, do something else for us. So 627 people took a survey, 54 question survey. No, I will never ask you to take a 54 question survey again. Thank you, those who did. I know some of you are still with me. But I built Covey Club from that. Originally, I thought we were going to be a weekly magazine. Don't laugh too hard. Those of you who come from publishing, that will make you roll over hysterically. No, that did not work. But that's the story of publishing. And that's the story of being an entrepreneur, as you start over here and you end up over here. And we really morphed into a club during the pandemic, mainly because I had a captive audience. You guys were all around and I was around, and what were we going to do, right? We were going to get together. And the magic happened. And that was how Covey Club changed lives. It lets you reinvent. It lets you try on new personas. It introduced you to friends outside your silo who held you up and believed. And now when people ask, what does Covey Club do? I say Covey Club holds a space for you while you figure out what's next. And that's powerful stuff. And it came from you guys. It came from listening to you guys and everything that you had to say. And no one else can say that. That's absolutely the truth. And it's all because of you members. So what is Covey Club today? We are not an online magazine, as you know, right? We are all these things. And for new people, I am now even putting them together in a little flyer that we have that we send to you so you can actually touch and feel what Covey Club is, because I know some people found it hard to understand what we are because we're largely digital. So we have pods, we have accountability groups, we have a writer's room, a menopause room, a scream room. You know what that's for. We have our Monarch storytelling night and a trivia night. We have amazing classes from worldwide experts. We have extraordinary live events like the NOLA Bash, a lot of you have been to. We're going to do it again this November. So hold your places for, it's going to be Thursday, November 9th through Sunday the 12th. We have 30-day challenges. We just finished one of those and it was very successful and really got people started. I call it the snowball effect, getting people started on their whatever change they want to make in their lives. We have the Covey Book Club and Tiny Habits Coaching. And what you'll notice about all the things that we have here, it's not all stuff that I created. There are things that you guys created and brought to me and actually started within Covey. And that's what's so absolutely incredible. For instance, the Monarch storytelling night, that was Keitha's idea. She just said, let's do storytelling on one of our NOLA events. And now it became something we do online and offline. And that's fabulous. Someone said to me, Harriet said, let's do a book club. And I'm like, fine, do a book club, but I can't do all this stuff. Can you do it? She started the book club. So all those kinds of things happen, and they happen because of you. And I'm always open to new things like that. And I want the club to be what you do also, which is fantastic, fantastic. So basically, you guys are the Covey Club, and I want to thank you for that. And whenever I do a survey, no matter what event we have, when we get together and work on a project or work on pods, or you come to NOLA, I always ask, like, what was the best thing about the event? And I spend, a year running around creating events and all this stuff. And inevitably what comes back is all the fabulous women. So give yourselves a hand, because it's really you guys. I can't do anything better than you all. And I'm really, really grateful for that. And I sincerely thank you all for that. And I thank you all for showing up for me and showing up for Covey Club. So here's what to expect tonight. We have giveaways to announce. We have special guests. It's our 6th birthday, and I have a special invite for you, which I'll tell you about at the end of the celebration. So stick around to the end. You'll also hear from some fabulous Covey members about services they love. I asked them to come speak about them because even members who have not tried these things may not know what's great about them. And again, you guys say it better than me, and your words, you just articulate it better than I ever could. It comes out of here, but it goes out of your words much better. So we're going to start tonight with Marta, because Marta decided she could be here for us, but she has to go early. So that's why I'm going to put a few people early. And Marta has come to NOLA several times, and she's kind enough to share some thoughts about it. She's the former CEO and founder of Truth in Aging. She was also the SVP of Digital at Hachette, among other things. And to be honest, she's a very good friend, and she is also a friendly advisor to Covey, but who can always say things in ways that I never can, and a big believer in Covey. So Miss Marta, are you there? Can you talk a little bit about NOLA? Just 5 minutes? Well,
I believe I just unmuted myself.
you did. Perfect.
Okay, good.
I'll
So,
help you.
so I've been to NOLA twice now. I am not the kind of person who joins groups, who goes on tours with other people, you know, who becomes part of something, that it's just really not my style. I say I'm a bit misogynist. I think that is a little bit true. But I love NOLA so much that I went the second year. And I think that, I mean, there's many reasons, the town is great. Lesley's very hospitable. She connects us with great people. We learn things from different workshops. But I think what really makes it special is that there's a bunch of women who are not exactly the same age, don't have the same background, and don't necessarily have the same set of ambitions, but in a kind of a way, we're at the same place. And that place is about how am I identifying myself going forward? What's my North Star going to be? It probably isn't the one that I had before. And so there's a little bit of uncertainty, which makes us vulnerable. But we're all vulnerable. So there's a great deal of respect around that. So it feels like a very safe place. But also what's wonderful about it is that people wouldn't be doing this if they weren't curious and willing to take a little bit of a risk. It doesn't have to be a big risk, but there's still a little bit of a risk element there. So again, back to the vulnerability, but also this kind of leap of faith. And, that's my tribe.
And we are your tribe. And that is definitely something. Marta, thank you so much. Again, I could never say it that way. And it is something that somebody came up with. I don't remember, Marta, if that was us talking about it. But some people said they're afraid of Covey. It looks like the people are too high powered and they're nervous or they're shy or whatever. And what became very clear is that when you're in transition, it doesn't really matter what level you've been at. We're all the same. And I have to write a little piece about it. It's almost like that you all learned about crustaceans and how the lobsters outgrow their shell, right? And the shell comes off and they're wandering around the bottom of the sea for a while without the shell. And that's the moment that they're in a change moment and you're kind of in that same change moment. So it doesn't really matter how many VPs or P's you have after your name. When you're in change mode, you're that vulnerable little lobster, I think. And we've all been in that, I don't want to say soft-shelled crab because we eat them all down here and we wait for them to be in that vulnerable moment and grab them. So, but the lobster you don't grab without the shell. So, but that is really what it is. And that's kind of the magic of the whole thing. So I hope that all of you get to experience that. And I hope that's part of your experience with Covey. Elise, can I get you to chime in for 5 minutes Elise is going to talk about tiny habits coaching. I started doing, let me tell you about Elise. Elise has been a senior project manager for corporate real estate, among many other things. And I started doing some tiny habits coaching for this group. I learned it. I don't want to be a full-time coach, but I learned it because I realized that the one thing that was holding a lot of women back from making change in their life was not being able to get over the size and magnitude of the change. And so I thought, how can I hammer away at this? There's got to be a way to hammer away at it in small bits. And I made up my own little small 30-day challenges, which some of you have tried, where we, do 5-minute steps and we put them into a calendar. But then I decided, I read this book called Tiny Habits, and it's really a scientific method. And we've done a few of the projects here, and it's worked for some people. So Elise, can you spend 2 minutes or 3?
Absolutely.
Speaking? Awesome.
So I do have to say, I also attended the NOLA Bash. I also, I have to say, I put myself out there and it could not have worked out better. I met some amazing women, all of them really, and the care and the thoughtfulness and all the work that was put in to make our experience the best exceeded my expectations, and I look forward to the next upcoming program.
All right, fantastic.
So just a little plug there. So yes, as Lesley mentioned, I attended the Tiny Habits Forum for better sleep and also to reduce stress. And I could not say more about it. There's a recipe card where you actually describe what you want to accomplish, and you also attach the new action to an existing habit. So I learned that I wanted to read when I was before bed, and I would do a lot of the scrolling and Instagram and other social media, but I really wanted to read. So I started reading, started as a paragraph. Oh, and I did it when I went to, so I had a certain thing I had to do first, which was, to pull back the covers, literally break it down to very basic actions, pull back the covers, go into bed, turn the light on, you pick up your book. So I did that every day. So picking up, the book was right by my bedside. So I was able to accomplish that. I read at least 2 books so far. And at the end of the action, you sort of you invigorate yourself, and you sort of celebrate yourself and celebrate that you've accomplished this, and you get sort of a hit of dopamine in that regard, like similar to positive action. And then I also wanted to meditate. Those are the other second thing. And I wasn't doing that either. So I connected with Headspace through my company. They offer it actually for free. And I would, there's a guided meditation. So I've been doing that at night, also after my reading. And according to Headspace, I've meditated 6 hours. I attended 78 sessions, and I meditate an average of 4 minutes per session. So
But who's counting?
but,
Okay.
according, even if you don't count your own, it's a good thing. It's nice to add metrics to it, because it really resonates that you're actually accomplishing something. So I thought that I looked that up just so you know. I didn't. So those things, just to start off with, have really added to my life to help me, part of my reinvention, which I was also part of the reinvention challenge, and I was able to get started doing through continuous feedback, and also checking in with the Covey Club, where we're at, what we've accomplished, and setting goals. And I did make a very big dent in my decluttering efforts. So overall, I can't say enough about Covey. It's changed my life for the better, and I look forward to many more great programs to participate in. I can't speak more highly of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Elise. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's awesome. And those are the kind of things we can do. So if you guys have not tried these things, you should definitely try them. Try the challenges. We're going to try to do 3 a year, and I'm looking for ideas. We'll do one in April. And always up for any other kind of group thing you want to do. Definitely group is really fun. And the accountability really helps. There are a lot of you on this call who find the accountability of Covey Club really magical, especially, when we work in such isolated ways. It's just good to have, I call it, digital study hall, and it definitely works for us in many ways. So let's talk about your one thing. Did you guys think about the one thing that you want to work on for a year? I'll tell you a little bit about this idea that I've had for a long time. It's something I do just on a yearly basis. And if you can put into the chat, what's your one thing you'd like to work on? And it's different from a resolution. It's not a resolution. The idea is one thing you want to examine for a whole year, something you want to dig into. You've always wondered about, okay, so Sheila says grow her business. Lesley says patience. Okay. These are fantastic things to say, this is your year of patience. This is my year to grow my business. This is my year to, and if you take that and you just put it in the back of your head, it's not like active study all the time, but it's what you just say to yourself is, whenever I have some free time, I'm going to make this the thing that I study, whatever it is, right? Pickleball, says Monique. Okay, good. Finding more joyful moments, says Tammy. Good. Vanessa says more completed writing projects, a website. Great. Marta says textile design. You can learn so much in a year if it's the thing in the back of your head that you're doing. And it could be, you know, how to eat better, how to eat healthier, how to land a new job, how to bring more love into your life. Kathy says recognizing and acknowledging joy. Yes. Angela says learn how to ride a bike. Yes. Oh my God. So I don't have to rely on cars and buses. Fantastic. You can, by just sticking that in the back of your head and saying that this is the thing I'm going to return to whenever I have a free moment, you will do it. Like, just pick the thing. And this is going to be a whole year. It's not a rush. You don't have to rush. Just by the end of December, you want to become kind of an expert on it. And I will tell you, I'll give you an experience of what I've done in the past. I wanted to learn to meditate, but I was always too busy. My life was crazy. I was always feeling harried and unfulfilled. I felt like my life was zipping by and I wasn't seeing every day, experiencing every day. And I decided one year I'm going to make a habit of stopping that feeling of feeling like my life was going to slip by. And I've been wanting to meditate, but I never had a chance to. And when people told me I was going to take 20 minutes a day and it was going to give me more time, I thought that was garbage. So I said, okay, I'm going to learn just one thing. I'm going to learn to meditate. I did my research. I had to look at which method's best for me. I tried all different types. It didn't work for me. I tried chasing my brain around, the monkey brain thing for, what is that called? I forget the meditation that, what is that called, Casey? I don't remember the name of it, but it's not good for me. Like, I can't chase my monkey brain. It's swinging from the ropes. It's not going to happen. And so lo and behold, in the middle of the year, I was invited to a book launch party for a Dr. Rosenthal, who wrote a book about transcendence, all about the medical benefits of the one kind of meditation called transcendental meditation. And I was seated next to the guy who runs a thing called the David Lynch Foundation. And as part of the book event, they offered a free meditation class. And I thought, okay, I'll take it, right? It was on my mind. I said, I'm gonna do this. This is going to be the year I'm going to finally do this. So I've been meditating for 10 years now. Every morning. I don't do it twice. I find if I'm really angst out, I'll do twice, but generally I find for me, 20 minutes in the morning and I'm fabulous. It makes me feel like I can handle the day. It gets rid of so much anxiety. TM worked beautifully for me where other things didn't work. And so if I hadn't been focused on that, I think I would have left that lunch and never thought about it again. I would not have focused on it and moved into there. So the opportunities that it represented, because it was on my mind, it actually grabbed me at the right moment. So go ahead, case slide 5. You got it there? So this was the most interesting thing, is I interviewed hundreds of people who've created big change in their lives. And the most interesting quote I ever heard from somebody who just said, you have to have your eyes open to all the opportunities to reinvent that throw themselves in your path every day. And it's very interesting because when I tell people this, and you really think about that, and you decide this is the thing you're going to look for, you think it's not there in your day. And it's like, it's like these unidentified flying objects. They're suddenly shutting down. They're shooting down from the sky everywhere. They've probably been there all along. They just weren't looking for it, right? There's a lot of the Department of Defense people saying, yeah, this stuff we just weren't looking for it. We didn't think about it. It's kind of like that. Then now that you're focused on it, you're going to see every unidentified flying opportunity for you that comes into your airspace for whatever it is, the thing you want to do, right? And you're going to be shocked once you pick that thing, you're going to find it all around you. And that's the hilarious part of this. I think it's awareness. I think it's noticing all that stuff. So that's exactly what happens. So I focus on this idea, you know, when I have free time, when I walk around the city, when I have conversations with others, and it helps you dig deep. And I'm not counting hours. I'm counting joy and interest. It's not like trying to get 10,000 hours. It's not even trying to do 5-minute activities, none of that. 1 year, for instance, I focused on being a better cake baker. I decided I wanted to learn to bake cakes. So I took a few courses at a professional school in Manhattan. Okay, slide 6 case. And now I'm pretty good at cakes, right? And, but I sucked at them in the beginning, right? So I can do a bakery worthy cake now in about an hour. And I used to suck at icing. I was really bad at icing, terrible. I like failed icing in my my class, but I worked on it for a whole year and I learned how to do it. And now I make killer icing and decorations. So you can show the next cake. So this sheet cake was what I did for my daughter's 21st birthday. So you can see I got really good at icing and I sucked. I can't even tell you how bad I was. I did the ugly cake for many, many years. Then I decided to focus on gardening. I used to have a black thumb. I killed absolutely everything that came into my purview. And lo and behold, here's the miraculous thing. When I started studying plants, I found out that if you water them, they actually do really well. And you can go to the next slide, Case. And I have this beautiful garden. That's my old garden. And I became this cuckoo gardener. And I actually got to the point of I started raising my own plants by seed. It can go crazy. Beware that whatever you start focusing on, it can get hold of you. Next slide, Case. And I ended up getting my sustainability management degree because of seeds, because of plants, and because of focusing on not killing my plants. That's what happened. So you don't have to go that far, but you just don't know. You don't know where this can take you. And it's just this, think about those unidentified flying objects and that you want everything to focus on that one thing. So the other thing to know is that multitasking is dead. You can go the next slide, Case. What they've learned is that multitasking makes you stupid. The research shows it's deeply unsatisfying. Your brain wastes time in the switching, and you're going to do a crummy job on everything. So next slide. So the American Psychological Association now says multitasking causes burnout and overwhelm, and psychologists tend to liken this job to choreography or air traffic control, noting that in these operations, as in others, mental overload can result in catastrophe. And that's one of the reasons why we're so tired, right? So focusing on one single thing allows you to develop nuance, share your expertise, and create a deep satisfaction. Next slide. Cal Newport is somebody I love for any of you who are trying to figure out how to really focus on something and bring deep pleasure to whatever it is you're doing. He's a researcher and a writer, and he calls this undistracted study deep work. And I take that idea and I extend it to 365 days. So does anybody want to talk about their deep work that they're going to do for the year? Does anybody, you can just put me in the chat and we'll find you. We have a big crowd today. So does anybody want to talk about what their idea is? Somebody must. Somebody, I know somebody out there will talk about what they want to study.
Courtney has a me in the chat.
Go for it, Courtney. Unmute. Go for it.
Hi guys.
Hi, how are you? Good to see
Good.
you.
Good.
What
I'm
are you
breaking all the rules. I'm not doing my setup. I'm not doing lighting or anything.
No, we
which I
can't
love.
believe that. Yeah, come
Yeah,
on.
no, I'm breaking all the rules for you guys. It does. I'm just wearing. So somebody pointed out yesterday, a therapist actually on Zoom said, "You're wearing your champion shirt. Like
That's good. You're
you
my
have it emblazoned over your chest." Like, so I consciously put this on. Like I was like definitely wearing my coziness. I, like everybody, have a million things to do, but I think what I just realized as you were talking was not psyching myself out.
Not
That's
psyching yourself out.
Don't psych yourself out.
Okay.
Because sure, I could do a masterclass in gardening. Sure, I'm growing my own business. I can find joy. I can find fitness. I can go to the gym. I can look at longevity. But I can psych myself out so easily. Even in the ageism, I just counted back and I was like, you got a degree at 62. That's 7 years from now that I have something to look forward to.
You got to
Right?
forever.
I was like, hell yeah, that's the kind of inspiration I'm looking for.
Mhm.
But it's so easy to psych yourself out over age, So it's like, keep your eyes open and don't psych yourself out. Relationships, whatever it is, because you can make yourself smaller or bigger. You can self-deprecate. And I thought what I was going to say was, don't give it all away, because I love to give, and I give to the point sometimes where I'm depleted.
Right.
But I don't think that's just a mindfulness that I practice in general, like the radical self-care thing. What I'm literally thinking these days is sometimes you just don't need to have those bad thoughts. You don't have to let the Nazi in your head take over and start waving some horrible flags. You don't have to say anything negative to yourself, unless it's positive criticism, helpful criticism.
That's a great thing, Courtney, to study for a year and find the books, find the podcasts.
I'm not a book or a podcast person.
You're not
I don't want to find the books and I don't want to find the podcasts. Like, I have limited time.
Okay.
And limited time is to talk to people, to hear their stories. I love to tell them and I love to hear them, use their stories as inspiration, give to what makes me feel passionate, grow my business, and use every moment of my time as if it's as valuable as the monetary number I'm putting on my coaching these days.
Good. Awesome. Fantastic.
But I always get it from you guys. Any podcast, any book recommendation, you guys are definitely.
We're always full of them.
I know.
That's always my first approach. It's like, where's the podcast?
No. I'm like, I'm just going to go to the gym and not think. I'm going to turn it all off.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Your approach is
opposite approach. Yeah.
Awesome. Anybody else want to chat? Anybody talk about what you're thinking about, what you're going to go ahead, Scarlett.
So one of my things that I need to work on is to not work all the time. So I don't take the weekends off. It's a real problem.
Oh my God.
And my husband, who's retired, is always saying, well, you never have time. You never have time. I want to go a year during the week, but you never have time. So I really want to get better at organizing my time so I can do more things like that, Plus I have a grandchild on the way,
Oh my God.
do all that. So, so I want to manage myself better.
You can absolutely do that. And it depends on whatever your approach is. Again, I would always go and find the books that tell me how to do that. But Cal Newport's books are very helpful in that, in teaching you how to do deep work and getting rid of all the buzz and the crap and focusing only on the work you need to do is a good way to start.
I took a screenshot of the quote. Thank you.
Yeah, he's terrific for that. But the very, very doable. I said, I don't want to live down in New Orleans and work, a 60-hour week. I want to quit at like 3:00 every day. And I told Casey, we're trying. We haven't been very good. We don't want to work on Friday. We haven't been really good, but that's my goal, is to stop working on Fridays. I sneak and do all this remedial work. But I think it's a brilliant idea. You only have so much time on this planet. And if you got a grandchild on the way and your husband wants to play with you, go do it. All right, we're going to check in with you in a year and see where you get to. Flow Friday. I love that, Mara says. Cool. So those are the kind of things that you can definitely do. All of you hopefully can see what Scarlett and Courtney are thinking about, and different approaches to them too. And I always have that like research approach, but people have many different approaches and they're all good. They're all great. So let's talk about those of you who are not part of Covey yet. My question to you is, how would you feel if you had a place where you had access to an amazing group of women who are working on change, and to have them on your side as part of your community each and every day? That's who the women you see in front of you are. And that's kind of who Covey is all about. So let's talk a little bit about, I'm going to go to our next speaker, and then we will come back to our little offers there. Where is our next speaker? Case, do you see that? I am not finding that. Oh, there. Susie. Where's Ms. Miles? She's going to talk about the reinvention challenge. Susie?
Hi.
Oh, there you are. Good.
Hi.
Awesome.
Hi, everyone. I'm fairly new to the group. I've been a member for a couple of months and have to say I just love it. I love being in a group of like-minded women, and I'm really looking forward to this membership over the next few months. I recently completed a New Year's reinvention challenge. My goal was to declutter my home. And you know, when you walk into my home, you don't see it as a messy house. It's pretty clean. I'm always keeping things straight. But inside the closets and the drawers, it was just a mess. And that mess was causing me tons of stress. And so, you know, day by day, I just started pulling clothes out of my closet, realizing I'm probably not going to wear a lot of them anymore because I quit my corporate job. And so I just started stuffing bags every day. I would stuff a bag, and over the weekends, I would sometimes take several hours on a Saturday and just stuff more bags. Went through all of my kitchen drawers, went through my closets. Just, I really have gutted everything. I still have a ways to go in other areas of my home, like my finances and other things. But I feel like I'm on this momentum to keep going and keep doing, and just keep decluttering, because I want the freedom to think about other things and the freedom to think about new ideas and new things I want to bring into my life. And I feel like that challenge really made a big difference in helping me do that. So thank you, Lesley, and I'm glad to be here.
And what I love about Susie is she started out cleaning closets, and it became this whole thing that became cleaning out other parts of her life, which is, as we know, you can't move forward until you've moved other stuff out. And it gets rid of some of the weight and some of the emotions so that you can move forward, which is really wonderful. Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much for that. Leanne, are you here? Where's Leanne? Oh, there you are. Okay. And you're wearing red. I didn't know why I couldn't see you there. And Leanne has been a wonderful help to Covey. She's been a wonderful help to me. She's a great organizer up in New York of great groups and deep thinking about Covey. She has been a strategic advisor, and she's the owner of Clarity Consulting and Communications. And she was kind enough to help me create my first strategic plan ever. So if anybody needs a strategic plan, I know everybody in business does this all the time. But when it's your own business, you don't have time to do it. You don't have a moment to stop and think. Your head is always down. You can't even think a day or a week ahead. And she did this for me, and it's absolutely extraordinary how it clarifies. I mean, it's like mental decluttering, clarified everything about where I'm going and what not to waste time on. And she's completely brilliant. She's a great friend and a great lover of Covey. And she's a great pod person. So all right, Leanne, the floor is yours.
Okay, so can you hear me?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, great. So, so great to be here and see so many wonderful faces. I do think I probably am one of Covey Pod's biggest cheerleaders, so I'm happy to talk about them. And it's been a pleasure to be in the one I've been in for now over a year. So Covey Pods, in my opinion, are maybe the highest value in all of CoveyClub's programming, and what you can get in membership. For those who haven't done it yet, you could get 3 in the course of the year. And like I said, I've been in one that's been over a year, because it can keep going if you want to do that. And so, you know, the way it works is you pick a topic, you sign up, and you basically meet with a small group of women who are committed to the same general area, and you meet hopefully about bi-weekly, and just over time you make progress. It serves definitely as its own form of accountability, but basically, just in short, it's you're really tapping into what Covey's biggest strength is. You're getting the brain trust of the amazing women in this club, and I can't say how much the women in my pod. I've learned from them. I've gotten so much support. I mean, they're really, they've become trusted thought partners and they're friends. And it's something that I just can't imagine not having had over this time. And over the course of this, time frame, there have been, I think I've mentioned this to Lesley, like dreams that have been realized for some people and some that are still ongoing, and it still has value. We still are engaging each other in questions because those things are evolving. And that's just, so it speaks to the relationships that develop over time and also what it can be. I mean, sometimes groups decide that they've kind of met what they wanted to get out of the 12-week period, and then they want to learn about or sort of engage in another topic. And others, I know, like there's a writing group that's been ongoing for a long time as well. So it really just depends. But either way, for those who haven't done it, I strongly encourage you to do it. It's really, I think it's enormously valuable. Because again, it's that ongoing connection to women in this club that it's the best thing. I mean, I love the classes. Like I said in the beginning, I used to say I came for the classes, but I stayed for the pods because it's that sort of connectivity that you get. So anyway, that's really the main thing I wanted to say. I think that it's hugely valuable on so many levels, and I just can't imagine not having had that with the women that I've been in this pod with for over a year. It's flown by.
I know some of the pods, it's like they've been going on for so long. And just so you know, who don't know it, it's just a group of 3 to 7 women. We keep it very small, and you meet digitally. Sometimes people end up meeting live, either once a week or once every 2 weeks, and it goes on for 12 weeks. And then you change pods, or in some cases, the pods are so successful, they don't change. And people stay with them for a long time. We have a long time writing pod. We have Leanne's pod going on. We have a couple of pods that are going through various semesters and keep going. Thank you, my dear. So appreciate that. And Leanne also invented and came up with, for anybody who's new, our Cool Chick, New Chick program, which is to, if you join, to hook you up with somebody who can kind of guide you around the club, since it is digital and a little bit more confusing. Vanessa, do you want to talk for just a few minutes about Covey Connect and community? Vanessa's a novelist, an essayist, and a short story writer. And since our 30-day reinvention challenge, a poet as well.
Oh dear. Yeah, so the 30-day reinvention challenge came about because I do have a novel that I've been struggling with for a long time and just never happy with it. No, I'll get it out there sometime, but to say that you're writing a novel for forever, it gets old, and even I was frustrated with it. So I said, let me see if I can focus my efforts and just zone in on this 30-day challenge and see what's what. So I did. And right after I joined, and I thought I was just going to work on my novel, and just keep trudging along. But right after, I saw in print a dare or a challenge to write 21 poems in 21 days. And at the end, they would publish your book. So I clicked yes, just don't know why. I've written 2 poems in my life and not a big poetry fan. Didn't really work with the medium or the genre or whatever you want to call it. But I jumped in, and once I clicked yes, I panicked. But then poems started coming, and I had written a poem in college that a professor was really, sort of pushed me to publish it. But I went and got that one and just started taking off. And at the end, I have.
You have it there. Oh my God. Incredible. She's it.
It's finished.
Unbelievable. Okay. Incredible.
It is unbelievable. And I would wake up in the middle of the night, and just so you could see, there are 58
Not empty.
It's real. There's a lot. So 58 pages came out of me in 20 days. I'm not going to sit and tinker and edit forever. Thank you. It's going out. It's called Gypsy, 21 poems by Vanessa Mayfield, which is the name I write under. And I still look at it, Lesley, and I just think, who did that? How did this happen? But it was the check-ins, it was having a deadline, having the support listening to everyone else, thank you, listening to everyone else, sort of stumble their way like, oh, my closet and my, things that they were struggling with. But we were all there. We all showed up Mondays, Thursdays. And Lesley, you at the end of a long day took your time to come and check on us. And so it just sort of took off, and without me doing anything. And it's just sort of I think it's one of those things that was, although I hate this when people say this about things they've done, meant to be, because I have no other explanation for it. And I hope people like it. I'm not waiting. I'm not going to over edit. I'm putting it on Amazon and I'm going to market the hell out of it. And then whoever wants it, wants it. But I came away with a book, like a support. And then everyone that I get to share it with, which like Marta, I can be a grouch and lock myself in my room and, not come out or talk to anyone. And Covey changed all that, but I've already said that 1,000 times.
Awesome.
Yeah, everyone I've met, and the 30-day reinvention was just, and I love the pods too. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. So wonderful. Thank you guys so much. I want to quickly tell you about some gifts from teachers. Okay, because we're running out of time. So there's so much to tell you all about. Okay. All right, Case, how are we doing this? I'm going to tell you first, very quickly, about the new member deal. So anybody who's not been a member before, so we're going to do 25% off our full year membership with our very special Covey 6 coupon. Casey's going to put a link into the chat there. And it already has, once you click on it, it already has the coupon in it. It's already calculated. Believe me, all this tech stuff drives me insane. So we've got it right. Don't worry. It's exactly that. Which means that instead of the $360 per year, which is our full year price, you'll pay $270 to join the club, and that's $90 off. And that's for new member signups during the 7-day drive. That's February 13th through the 20th. This is good until 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. So that's all for new members. You can click that. You can also, there's Case, you want to also, at the end, you can go on the site and you can go to, is it a join page, Casey, where we have all the stuff, the join page? Yeah, that has it all there too. You'll find it all there. It's very clear. And then after the call, we're going to do for 6 people who purchase in the 24 hours after the call, we're going to do a 30-minute private coaching Zoom call with me. We can talk about your future. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about. We can do tiny habits, whatever you prefer. The first 6 people to sign up, and that's for the next 24 hours, they'll get the 30-minute coaching. And then one will get 60 minutes private tiny habits coaching. And we'll do that with a spinner, our little spinners, and we'll film it for you and we'll put it out there so you can see who gets it. We'll put everybody's name in a hat and we'll do that. And before I announce the second giveaways and the giveaways for our members, Laura Munson is here and she wanted to talk about our writer's room on Covey Connect. Laura, where are you?
I'm right here. Hey, everybody. Hey, Lesley.
Laura's the new
Hey, Covey Club.
Let me tell you who you are. New York Times bestselling author and founder of Haven Writing Programs and one of the very top writing retreats in the US. Okay, 2 minutes, Laura. We're running short.
I can do this in 30 seconds, I think, but don't time me. Hello, everybody. So Lesley has been kind enough to honor me with the task, it's not really a task, of being the moderator for the Covey Club writing room. And what I've done over the years, like 6 years, yeah, is offer writing prompts. What I'd like to do is have it be way more interactive. And so I was thinking I would do a monthly social club, like a mini group, and I can announce it there, but I would love for you to show up because I do lead one of the top writing retreats in the US. I'm a best-selling author. I do everything as a writer first. My brain is very pickable. I can completely help you with all the writing stuff as a writer first. So let me know. I'm going to go over there after this call and I'm going to put a note in there for everybody. And I'm also asking people, if you want to email me directly with ideas about what you're looking for, that would be great. I want to make it work. My email is laura@lauramunson.com, or you can connect with me through my website, which is lauramunson.com. Okay, let's get that. There are a lot of writers in here, and you do not have to be a big, like you want to be a New York Times bestselling author. That doesn't matter. I love what Vanessa just shared. So the work I do meets you where you need to be met. So I call us word wanderers, and every single person here is a seeker and a word wanderer. So let's get that group to be thriving. I would love it. Okay, I'm done. Over and out.
Good
Email
job,
me.
girlfriend.
I tell you, I got my sound bites down.
Good job. Excellent. Okay. So the other thing for new members, if anybody wants to check in with the new members during the 7-day trial, we got 10 wonderful items from our fabulous Covey teachers. Casey will put the link into the chat box there. You can see them here. They've all offered coaching sessions and books and resume reviews with Jillian Williams. These are all experts who you would love. And we will do a spinner for 10 people. And that's for during the 7-day drive. We're just doing subs for the first 7 days between now and the 20th. And if you sign up between then, we put you in the little wheel and we see who wins. So there's going to be 10 of those. And for our current members, our renewal incentives are get 25% off, or $90 off your yearly renewal from the regular yearly full price of $360. You'll pay $270 as well. And you save 17% by going from a monthly to a yearly. And then we give you the extra birthday discount. So we would love people to go to the yearly. It makes it easier for us. It's a better deal for you guys if you want to switch over, and then you get an opportunity for all these things. And we put you into the raffle for a chance to win a 30-minute coaching session with me and a 6-piece Covey swag bag, which I'll show you all about. Casey's putting the link in there. And members who upgraded to annual between July 31st and 2021 and January 31st, 2023 are automatically entered into the raffle, because we're going to do the raffle later. The annual members who renew before June 30th, 2023 will automatically be entered into a new raffle, which will take place on July 1st, 2023. So let me just show you our little swag bag. And we also have a drawing for new members. Any new member who purchases before midnight Pacific time tonight, they get entered into the drawing for a 6-item Covey product swag bag, which is the same for our renewers. And here's our little things. I don't know if you guys know, we started making products. So we put them on the site. This is our little Covey pillow. These are just really cute little silly things, but they might make you happy. And thank you to the wonderful Sigrid Olsen, who took our logo and made it so cute. There's your mug. We have Covey coasters. People ask me, why don't you do this stuff? And I was like, okay, I'll try. And so we made cute little booklets. When you come to NOLA, you get a lot of this too. You see my little Covey t-shirt, you get that. Then we have a little Covey tote. These are all on the site. You can see them now. They're all really cute. So we're doing a gift bag of that, one for renewers and one for new members, and you all get put into the drawing. And did I cover everything, Case? I can't remember. I think that's everything.
I think so.
I feel like I'm on the deal is right or something like that.
Know. We wanted to talk a bit about some of the upcoming events and whatnot for the next year, but I don't know if you
we don't have time. I just want to all give you all a big hug and a big kiss and tell you thank you so much for all you do for Covey. You guys change each other's lives, and you always step up, and there are people in here who've stepped up for other people beyond incredible ways and made big changes in their lives, and I'm grateful for that. And you've changed my life, and you've made Covey possible, which is just a wonderful thing. It's a cuckoo thing. Oh, there's my son. Hold on. it's a kooky thing when you have an idea in your head and you never know if it's going to go anywhere, and it does. So it's all because of you. Everything is on. If it sounded confusing, all the offers that are there, they're all on that page. You can ask Casey for clarity. You can ask me for clarity. I hope you will all join us. I hope anybody who's renewing will continue with us. And I hope that we will continue to make you happy and change your lives and enrich them. And I hope that each of you will do the same for each other. So big hugs, big kisses.